Hey, hey everybody. Thank you for tuning in to This Too Much TV. I am your host, Miss Tasty Charms. I hope you guys looked at my page for my DIY projects, and thank you for tuning in. So This Too Much TV, just giving updates and latest events and talking about different things that's going on with life in the world, things of that nature. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're up. I know it's pretty late. Tomorrow, I will definitely be coming in a bit early. Just giving another test run. I haven't been here in a while, but it's been a lot going on. But, I am here and I thank God for waking up. If you're breathing, you are definitely achieving. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. So, in the latest news upon everything going on, and again, thank you guys for subscribing. This is a brand new channel, and I've already had a couple of subscribers. So, bless you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. This new YouTube life, I like it. I like talking to people. It's always good to talk to people. It's always refreshing just to be amongst, you know, speaking to somebody. Now I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to my audience. So I appreciate that. And I thank you guys for tuning in. And more who will eventually tune into my show. And I appreciate YouTube for just having this type of algorithm so people can, talk. So they won't have to be, kind of talking to themselves because that wouldn't make any sense. But today's topic is going to be about um, people who have adjusted to living in their vehicles. So I have a couple of stories. I'm not going to bore you, but this kind of manifested to what I've experienced and also what a sibling of mine experienced as well. I'm not going to state any names, but I did have a sibling, definitely a very close family member of mine who actually slept in their vehicle for about 3 years. And once they got a place, they were able to like really, what's the good word? They they had discipline, very good discipline due to the fact that they survived and was able to maintain in their vehicle for that long. And I also had to experience living in my vehicle for, I would say, about 2 months, but it really helped me to save. Uh, a lot of people, and no shade, but a lot of people really don't want others to live with them. Big Mama back in the day, to be honest, Big Mama she would have the whole neighborhood living with her. And times have definitely changed. Rent is definitely different. Food prices are very, very different. I remember back in the day, people had small gardens in their yard and they would grow like tomato, cucumbers, and things like that. So they were able to share, and they were able to um, help out more. Rent wasn't expensive as it is now. Like a one bedroom can cost a good one bedroom to have be in a, and I mean I would even say a good area. I'm just saying like a one bedroom in general would, it'll cost about 1,000, to be honest. Let's be really fair about that. I would say about $1,000 for a decent one bedroom. Even I've noticed, even like living in like the hood, the I've always had places where people would be like, "Oh, you in the hood," but I don't know. It didn't bother me, you know. I will always watch the company I keep, and I move different. I mean, I move like work. Kids will go to the park. School wasn't bad, so I don't know. But nevertheless, this is what we're discussing. So between rent going up, it's no cap on rent anymore. I mean, every year rent goes up, and I've seen people in like distress just to maintain. Like back in the day, big mamas would be able to keep their homes and have them kept for like generations. And now it's to where, big mamas are gone, big daddies are gone, and it's passed on to, the last sibling or whoever's left in the home. And it just goes up and up and up. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just very different. And I really appreciate being one of the 80s babies. And I definitely see how things in life have changed. And yeah, everybody's really trying to maintain and, just function through life. But, you know, again, I'm happy, definitely happy to be in the world. I'm saying? Like, I'm not ready to, I got a lot that I want to manifest, and I got a lot that to I want to elevate before it's time for me to go. And I want my children to elevate as well. So that's really what I'm trying to say. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about people who have been able to really live in their vehicles for like years. And I believe that it really does help save. Because again, I was living in my vehicle for like 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. And it really helped me save money. It can get a little, uh, what is a good word, y'all? Give me a good word. It can get a little bit draining, but when I stayed in my car, it was for the sole purpose of me saving my money to get a deposit for me a place, for me and my children to get a place to stay. So my children was with, their um, father, and I was able to, you know, stay in my car. I would go to work. Um, After that, I would like go to like a gym, or yeah, basically a gym. Because I was gonna say like the YMCA, but I don't even know if they still have Ys. I don't know. They may still have the YMCA, but I mean that's the gym. So basically, I would like go to a gym, shower in a gym, or I would rarely do that. Or I would go like over one of my siblings' homes, and wash up, chill with them, Maybe if they were cooking, get like a meal, and I would park my vehicle in their driveway. Of course, they will, offer me to stay, but as you know, I'm like, no, I don't want to be a burden. I can sleep in my car. So that's what I did. So, nevertheless, let's talk. We're going to talk about Miss Dawn. So, for those of you who don't know, because that kind of sparked up this conversation when I see Miss Dawn. She went viral not too long ago. And those who don't know Miss Dawn, I'll go ahead and get her pulled up here. Give me 1 second. Her name is Dawn Robinson. She was one of the four singers from In Vogue, and she just went viral by saying, how she is maneuvering into living in her vehicle. And let me pull her up before we get to talking about her. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so this is Dawn right here. So Dawn is one of the singers from In Vogue. So it says Dawn Robinson In Vogue album says she's been living in her car for 3 years. Dawn Robinson, who left In Vogue in 1997, said in a YouTube video that living with her parents in Las Vegas did not work out. And I can understand that because people have their own, when people have their own homes, that's where they kind of settled into. They kind of have their own rules, their own regulation. They kind of manifest into their own life to have that home, and basically they putting their pen and they marking it. Okay, this is my home. This is how I want it to be. This is, and then whoever's there at that time, they get used to that type of person. So it may be like maybe just husband and wife, kids are gone, and everything's in its place, and they already put their stamp on it. So that's understandable. When then all of a sudden, someone comes in and now you sharing your space with someone outside that you're not like used to, or not saying used to, that you're not adjusted to, because you've already adjusted to just you and your spouse. So I mean, I get it, and it's not using the best words, but it feels like invasion of privacy. And I get it. I get it. I get it. Because I've been there before. So, I mean, I get it. So it states Dawn Robinson, a founder member of the 90s R&B group In Vogue, said this week she had been living in her car for roughly 3 years after several living arrangements fell through. In a nearly 20-minute video that was posted to her official YouTube channel on Tuesday, Robinson said that she did not want pity. She did not want anyone's pity, that she was comfortable with the decision she made, although she said she would rather have her own apartment. She put somewhat of a positive spin on her circumstance. And I can really understand that, because you have to adjust to your circumstances. I've also lived in a shelter, and the first night was like so depressing. The second night, okay, you have to adjust to the circumstances. It's always an adjustment to everything. It doesn't really feel good the first couple days, but again, you start getting used to it. I mean, not that I've ever been to jail, but I have been locked up for like a day or a half a day or like a ticket or whatever. But that's probably how inmates feel. The first week or two probably feels like this is, I can't believe I'm here, this and that. And then you have to get adjusted depending on the circumstance. And, if you're in there, if you know that you're in there for a while, things of that nature. But it's not always what you want, but you have to deal with what is presented to you and what, you know, the circumstances that put you in the situation, you have to adjust to it, is what I'm trying to say. So, nevertheless, I'll keep reading. She says, I'm glad that I I'm sorry. I'm glad that made this choice because I needed to go through this fire, Robinson said in the video, adding that she was in the middle of a spiritual journey. I was too, so I get it. Involving a period isolation from family and friends. I'm in the trenches of this right now, and I'm like, I wouldn't trade my experience and um, what I've gone through for the world. So I definitely can relate to where she's coming because it's definitely this definitely was something that I had to go through as well. But it's always a learning experience. Everything is like a learning experience. So, um, if that's the journey that you have to do to, if your mind has to go through it, then you want to make it as less stressful, less um, depressing. I'm trying to use some words because, like I said, I've been through it too. So less mm, make it like not desirable, but adjust to what you're going through. Things happen, and what you do is you try to pick yourself up, um, go with the flow, and try to make it better mentally, physically, emotionally. Always try to strive to do better. And if Dawn wants to do that, and she's very well known, very beautiful lady. She's been she's in a famous group. Like she's famous. Even by her being like solo, she's just like famous. So you know, it's hard for her to stand amongst the crowd that we're in. So if this can get her a profit as far as, announcing it, letting the world know, and being on, a YouTube platform where she can profit from it since she's very well known, go for it, Miss Dawn. Go for it. We all try to reach a goal. That's why I started the channel that I'm at now, just to speak and talk about life. And of course, I have another page that I do DIY projects on. We all try to elevate, try to manifest, try to survive the best way we can. And, life will keep going whether we're here or not. So you always want to stand out and, you know, profit from this journey if you can. You dig? Something like that. So, if this is the road that she wants to take, because I've seen a lot of replies from different famous people saying, you know, no, 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 she's not saying she need help. She's saying this is what she wants to do. You know, she doesn't want to be a burden. And I felt the same way. And, you know, one of my siblings felt the same way as well. You know, you don't want to be in someone's home and then you walk in there and, you know, you don't feel welcome, or they want to make you feel welcome, but you still feel energy on you. Because I'm very um, energy type person. So I can feel an energy on somebody. And if the energy feels like, oh, I really don't want her here, but you know, she needs help, blah, 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 then even though they don't think or they don't speak it verbally, you can always feel that. Energy wise, you can feel that. And this can be anyone. This can be, you know, family, friends. This can be anyone. So, you know, that's how life is. Life, definitely life's, you know, changes come every day. You can be on top of the world, and maybe 2 weeks from now, you could feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel. Always try to go a straight line. You know, that's just the way life is. And, you know, deal with the punches. So, by me saying that and by me experiencing that, I also wanted to find out what is the pros and cons of um, living, or not, well, cause and effect of, do they have a cause and effect of actually living the car or van life? You know, is there pros and cons to it? In my experience, I would say pros would be, okay, I don't have to be in nobody's face. I don't have to bother nobody. I don't have to be like a burden on somebody. I don't have to check in, check out, things of that nature. Um, I don't want to be in someone's, per se, gossip realm. Because let's be honest, people love the gossip. Oh, she's over here. And, you know, people like to put a spin on things. And, you know, it's not even always the case of people having, well, it's a financial thing. You know, it's always about money. So, yeah, she's doing this. You know, people accuse you of dang near anything when it comes to situations like that when you're so vulnerable. So again, you know, it has to make you strong. So it's definitely not for the weak. Let's just get to that. It's definitely not for the weak. So you always gotta be a strong person to deal with that type of homelessness, to be homeless, or to, you know, have to live with someone or live off someone, you know, and even though you don't try to be a burden, you all, it's only the strong will survive. And I've learned that. Yeah. And I'm sure that's where Dawn is at now. You know, as she said, she's trying to transition and she realized, hey, you know, let me do some, I have to do something different. I have to move different. And I get it. And I don't blame anyone. I did have a family member who um, offered me to stay, but of course, it didn't, I did want to stay definitely, but you know, in a different, in a situation, they were financially struggling themselves. So it really didn't help me as far as saving, but you know, you always supposed to help. So basically, I'm trying to say, you know, You don't never want to stay with someone without, you know, adding as far as financially or, toiletries and things of that nature. You always want to show your respect and, you know, let them know that they are appreciated. But sometimes they may be in such a bad position where they're like on borderline homeless that it don't even work out. It won't even work. It won't even work at all. You know. So I always want to take that into consideration when it comes to being in that position where you have to end up having to stay with somebody. Give me 1 second. I need to shut my door. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Child, I got a 7-year old, and baby, I can't get these days and nights together worth nothing. Ugh, and it's spring break, so nevertheless, let's keep it moving. So, I did pull up the pros and cons of living that type of life where, you know, you've been in a situation where you have to sleep in your car. And thank God for a car. I mean, it's just not an address, but you know, you have to be careful in that car too. But it's not an address, but it's shelter. Let's put it like that. So, it's a type of shelter. It's a type of shelter. And it seems like Miss Dawn is by herself. And, you know, I was glad that I was able to have my children stay with, the other side of their family so I can get myself together. And, I had lost my job and whatnot. So, end up getting another job real quick. Um, got into that job. You have to wait maybe 2 or 3 weeks for that first good check to hit. So that was my situation. I don't know Miss Dawn's or anyone else's situation, but for me, that's what happened. My job let me go, let a lot of us go by seniority, and I was there for like almost 2 years. And then I also moved from a whole different state. I tried to do a whole different state, move down there, and then once I did, I was good, elevated. Everything was going, that the string was going a straight line, and then all of a sudden I get a call. Oh, sorry, we have to let you go. And I tried to be stabilized for at least um, close to 2 months. And then that's where everything was like, oh, money's running out, money's running out, money's running out. So I end up having to move back home and start all over. But at the same time, while I was still in that other state, I was looking for a job And I ended up finding a nice, good paying job that was down in my hometown. So I did accept that job offer and packed up my things. I ended up putting my other stuff in the storage in the other state and came down here and, started working. So I definitely get it. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Oh, this boy, I need him to go to sleep. And I don't want to give him no melatonin, but oh, Lord. Okay, nevertheless, let's get back to it. So I want to pull this up real quick. Let me share my screen. So just want to read off a couple of these. Uh, what I found. Uh, what I found on what I end up finding on the internet about the pros and cons of living in your vehicle. Okay. So it says living in a car, whether by choice or circumstances, can have significant impacts, both positive and negative, with potential causes including financial instability or a desire of freedom and effect ranging from reduced costs and increased mobility to health problems and social isolation. I get that. Yeah, because I mean you can't. I couldn't stretch the vehicle I was in was a small SUV, so I couldn't stretch my legs. I was having really bad back problems. Um, I wanted to soak in like some Epsom salt one time, and I couldn't do it. It just had me grinding more because I'm like, oh, as soon as I get my place, I'm gonna soak in the tub. Even though I do take showers a lot, but you always want to soak and I wanted to get in the bed and stretch my legs. I want to be in my own bed, have my own pillows, and then you gotta adjust to that chair life because a car is not meant or a van, it's not meant for you to sleep there. It's not a home. You get what I'm saying? So I can get it. Okay. So causes would be financial instability. Causes, okay. Lack of affordable housing, jobless, or other economic hardship can lead to the choice of living in their cars as a temporary or long term solution. Understandable. Desire of freedom, desire of freedom and adventure. Some individuals what is this, nomadic lifestyle, travel, or pursue a different way of life. Definitely. Lack of alternatives would be limited access to affordable housing, homelessness, or displacement can force people to live in their vehicle as a last resort. Yep. And I said that before. That's what I said. Yep. In so many words. Effects reduce costs, Eliminating housing expenses can free up significant funds for other necessary or lifestyle choices. Mm, yeah. My purpose would be to save up because um you always have that high security they want the first month's rent, or depending on where you're moving to, they may want the first month's rent, last month's rent, and security deposit. So sometimes the security deposit will go as far as how your credit is. So some people aren't even able to get places because of one or two evictions. Like, that's how a lot of people end up homeless, because evictions on your credit report. And if you Google in your state, what I found out, Google in your state when they may have like um, things where you can get your eviction sponged. I know we have one coming up in our state, which is Indiana. So you can always get your eviction sponged so you won't be homeless. Sometimes, I know they sponged one lady and she had like I'm not even exaggerating. I think she had like 6 evictions on her credit report. As long as they don't say that you owe money, some of them sponge them if you have less than. I know some states from where I came from, if it was like less than 1,000, it can be sponged and things of that nature. So depending on what state you in, always Google or call your local 211 to see if they have anything where they do the sponge, where they can sponge your evictions, because that can definitely um, make you have to be homeless. That can put you in homeless stage. All right. All right. So where were we? Eliminating housing. Okay. Increased mobility. So living in a car allows for greater flexibility and the ability to move around easily, which can be appealing to those who enjoy travel or need to follow work opportunities. That's true. But if you have children, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. I mean, I have seen people with children live in their vehicle, but I don't know, because it's been a lot of like, okay, so I did see a news report about a couple of kids, like they were supposed to have been frozen to death. It was like a whole family living in a vehicle, and two of the kids, passed away because of the weather conditions. So I just don't. For me, I wouldn't recommend it if you have children, unless I don't know, you're going camping or something. But as far as living in a vehicle, I don't know. Especially if you're like in a state where the weather is real fickle, like here. It was like 70 Monday, and then like this was last week, and then like Thursday it was like 40. It was snowing. So I just don't. I don't know. I don't think children should adapt to living in a vehicle. All right. Health problems, limited space, poor sleeping conditions. I just said that. And exposure to the elements can lead to physical health issues such as back pain. That's what I had. Joint pain, yep, and difficulty maintaining a healthy diet. True, 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 true. All right, mental health challenges, isolation, lack of privacy, yep, and the constant stress of living in a confined space can negatively impact mental health, potentially leading to anxiety. But that is so true. Yeah. You don't want to live in your vehicle for a long period of time, in my opinion. I mean, some people do, but I myself couldn't like live in my vehicle, not a car. Now, I always wanted to have a mobile home, always. Like, I always wanted to have the opportunity to purchase a mobile home. That would be good for, if you happen to have a home and you lost it, that can be a secondary home, which is a mobile home. And that would be a better stability, especially if you had kids. If you want to do something like that with kids, a nice mobile home, because it has a little space, and to have a restroom area, and you know things like that. So, all right, safety concerns. Living in a car can expose individuals to increased risk of theft, violence, and exposure to the element. True. So again, where I came from, even though I'm back home, but where I came from, it was like a 12-hour trip. So what I had to do was get one of those coverings to cover up my windshield, and I would go to a rest stop. So I ended up going to, like, from the 12 hours that I drove, I would stop like every, I think, 5 hours and sleep. So at a rest stop, a well lit rest stop, the rest stop had, clean bathrooms. They even had people that were working there. So, you know, that would be good as well. But and then when I did have to stay in my car, I would park right next to my family member's driveway. Um, and their house was well lit, so that was some good safety. So you always want to take safety measures when you are uh, using your vehicle as a home, as your home life, or as your living arrangement at that particular time. All right, legal issues. Depending on local law and regulations, living in your car can lead to fines or other legal problems. Um, I don't really know too much about that, because I haven't lived in my vehicle that long amount of time to have to endure those type of regulations. All right, just wanted to put that out there. So again, being living in your vehicle is still considered homelessness, but at the same time, it does have its pros and its cons. And I just want everybody to be safe, men and women, women and men, children, everybody should be safe. I feel like this, in my opinion, that this will be like a temporary living arrangement, a temporary um, type of thing, living in your home, living in your vehicle as a resident. All right, I've been chatting for a while, but I also wanted to show you guys a couple of things pertaining to people who actually reside in their vehicle, who have been living in their vehicle. And these are YouTubers, and a few of them have been making pretty good money doing this, you know, and maybe this is what they prefer to do more or less than what they had to do. So it's a difference between you have to do it. And at first, some people might have to. That's the only means of getting their self together. and but some people have made like a lifestyle out of it. So I just wanted to put in my channel, my YouTube channel, since we're discussing this, different people who have been experiencing this or even having making this some type of trend or a lifestyle. So I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go to a few people's TikToks and look at how they're feeling pertaining to right. And my computer's going a little slow, y'all. Sorry. So hopefully you guys can see. Okay. So I wanted to start with her because I seen her and she's like a young lady, and we're gonna go to her first. All right.
What's up, everybody? Come tour my $1,500 live in SUV. Also, we're celebrating 600K on TikTok. Like, let's freaking go. This is all by choice, y'all. I'm doing this to travel the world. The links to everything will be in my bio. So, this is a portable AC unit. You just use water and ice, and this thing works miracles. That put on for like 3 seconds, and yeah, I felt that. Look at my cute little lamps. Okay, no, for real. I bought these cute little lights from Amazon, and it's controlled by the remote, and it changes colors. This is my mini Jackery. This is only to charge my phones. But and then I got these blackout windows, these little setup. But let me give you a better view. In the back, he's able to access his water and his food. I need to get better.
Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Something just happened to my page. Can you guys? Okay. Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Something just happened to my page. I have no idea, but we'll try it again. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see here. Hmm. All right, let's try this again. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Come tour my $1,500 live-in SUV. Also, we're celebrating 600K on TikTok. Like, let's freaking go. This is all by choice, y'all. I'm doing this to travel the world. The links to everything will be in my bio. So this is a portable AC. Also change colors. This is a portable heater, and baby, I put it on for like 3 seconds, and yeah, I felt that. Look at my cute little lamps. Okay, no, for real. I bought these cute little lights from Amazon, and it's controlled by the remote, and it changes colors. This is my mini Jackery. This is only to charge my phones, but it works perfect. These white containers I got from Walmart. The other one was for organized purses because I don't access it that much. I got these blackout curtains from Amazon. I got one in the back and then one in the front, and they work perfect. So I got these blackout window covers as well, and they're magnetic. So it connects to the metal on the car. This is Ozzy's little setup, but let me give you a better view than the little prop-up thing. But this is the setup for now, and it's working. So everything is literally strapped down by the 3M strips. Wi-Fi router, everything is on the 3M. So when I'm driving, nothing can come in handy. So I got the blink resistant wireless cameras. I got 5 of them to put around my car, and oh my god, it generates. This is the AC unit, the Wi-Fi router, and it can run other things. And this thing is amazing.
Okay, guys. So sorry about that. I just don't know. We'll have to finish this up tomorrow. Something is wrong with something's wrong, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to end this live now. Hopefully, we'll start part 2 tomorrow where we can look at a few people actually living in their car, making a living by being, by living in their car and things of that nature. But again, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the afternoon. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, sorry about the interruption on the channel. Maybe the channel needs a nap. I know I do because it's like 2 a.m. here. So, um, thank you for listening and tuning in. And I will see you guys later on today, and we'll finish what we are talking about. You have a good night. Thank you.